Okay, good evening. Welcome to the postgame press conference here at the Baton Rouge Regional. We have with us from Missouri State, to my immediate left, head coach Mox, Amaka Ogugwa-Hamilton. To her left is senior guard Maya Binhar, and to her left at the end of the table is senior guard Mariah White. What we will do is allow Coach Mox to have an opening statement. Then when we take questions, we will take questions first for the players and players only. We'll get those out of the way and then dismiss them, and then Coach will stay. You can address questions to Coach. I ask you to please silence your phones, and once again, for those who are joining us online via Zoom, if you have a question, please hit the raise hand button on there, and we will get to you after in-person questions are finished here. So, Coach, if you don't mind, an opening comment. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, obviously excited. I loved how we played today. Our toughness was just through the roof. The game plan was defend and rebound. That was the two things we really had to do, and we did that from the tip. So I was really proud of our attention to detail. We had people step up that usually don't in the points category, and also people coming in off the bench that stepped up, played great defense. So it was just an all-around team win. We wanted to prove a point. We wanted to gain some more respect and prove that we belonged in the field, and I think we did that.
Okay, for those in person, if you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll bring you a microphone since we are streaming this live, and you can address your question to either one of the two players first, please.
This is for both players. In the second quarter, y'all just couldn't stay in front of their guards. I mean, just they kept penetrating, getting free throws. What adjustments did y'all make to cut that off, and particularly, I mean, you just flat cut it off in the second half. I mean, what happened?
That was definitely the game plan from the get-go, is just be heavy gaps. We knew who their shooters were, but that is our defense too. That's why it's so hard for people to score on us, I feel like, is because of our gaps. We keep our defense compacted, and they got away from us, but that's a game of basketball. Adjustments, you have to make adjustments in basketball to win games, and we knew that when they were getting downhill, we knew that was a problem. But when we went into halftime, and even when during the second quarter, we were trying to make adjustments then too. We definitely just came in. Third quarters, sometimes they've killed us this year, so we really wanted to come in focused. I feel like third quarters, sometimes those can be difference makers in games. So you can go, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think she pretty much covered it. We just had to make an adjustment and realize that when we're guard, even though like one person might be on the guard and they might be getting downhill, but it's a team defense. They got to get through all of us, and that's why we like key in on gaps and whatnot.
Maya, just seeing the people who haven't been here step up today. You see Naya having a great game, Jen having a great game, Mariah having a great game. Just what was that like for you to see? Because you've been here a few times, and they led the way there for a little bit.
I'm just like overjoyed, honestly. I'm just so proud. This is the best time of the year to play in these moments, and I was so proud because, especially like Rye. I mean, she had 5 steals. She was all over the place. Yeah, she was scoring the ball, but she was crazy on defense. Naya, Jen, like, they were insane. I was just so proud of them. They really stuck to the game plan. They really were focused. It wasn't perfect. I said that yesterday too. We're not going to be perfect, but I thought when we weren't perfect, we locked in. We kept going, and I'm just so proud of them. I mean, that's a great first game for them. Great first game to get under their belt under this tournament for confidence, and it was just great. It was great to see.
Sure.
And Mariah, for you, just being able to have that kind of impact in your first NCAA tournament game, this is kind of why you came here.
Absolutely. So it feels good. I'm just like filled with gratitude and just knowing that, I mean, we belong here. So like a game like this kind of solidifies it for us.
My end of the first half, Florida State went on a 19-0 run, and y'all kind of fought back at the end to tie it up. Put me in your shoes. Walk me through your mindset at the end of the first half. How did you tie it back up?
Honestly, just like go-getter mentality. From the point guard spot, I just want to do what my team needs at that moment. If that's points, if I need to do that, if I need to get a defensive stop, I want to lock in on those things. And I mean, my teammates were finding me too. I created some shots for myself, but Rye hit me in the corner. She drew a lot of people in, and she got me open. I was happy I knocked down that 3 to tie it. This is March. People need to step up, and I just want to step up when I need to, whatever that is, defense, assists, scoring. I was just happy I could do that for my team and put the ball in the hole, honestly.
Maya, throughout the game, when you guys kind of got in foul trouble and like separate players got in foul trouble at separate times, is it hard to get in a groove when that happens, when maybe you get a couple buckets and you get a foul and you got to get out and stuff like that? And how did you guys maintain pressure and stay ahead when really, some of you were subbing out so frequently because of foul trouble?
It definitely is hard to get a rhythm, but that's what's great about our team and our leaders on this team. We all stay focused. I mean, people stepped up at multiple times like, hey, we're okay. We're okay. We have to make sure whoever comes in the game, hey, we're locked in. Let's stay locked in. This is what we're doing. Know what you're doing, and that's what's important. That's basketball. Things happen. Like we were talking about injuries, fouls. Things happen in the game. You just have to keep going, and I think leading-wise, there's multiple leaders on this team that stepped up to keep everybody checked in, and that's why you saw Naya and Jen and people like that step up, and Rye. I mean, Rye's like locked in all the time too, coming off the bench for us, but that's what's great about our team. I think that's why we're really hard, because you never really know. Everyone just stays locked in.
Right. Even pregame, I could see it, and then mostly in that second half, but seems like when you guys are having a lot of fun is when you guys kind of play your best. Can you explain that a little to me about, how you guys are able to stay loose and have a lot of fun and then, still play that top tier basketball?
I think it's just the culture of being here. Like, we want to make sure we're having fun, enjoy these moments, stay in the moment, and then take care of business at the end of the day. I mean, we're all here to, get things done. We're here in March to win games. We're not just here. Like, we're here to win games, and so we just want to have fun while doing it.
Yeah, this is from Mariah. I know in the first half you didn't score, but you went in with about 7 minutes left in the third quarter and just went off. And just talk about what flipped for you. It seemed like defensively you got into the person you guard, and that just kind of turned your whole game on that point. Just talk about that.
Yeah, I think basically keying in on defense helps me with my offense, like turning my defense into offense. And I think that's like the mentality of the entire team, is turning our defense into offense. When our defense is going, then our offense is usually going. So just going with the culture.
Question for Mariah. Really feels like Maya is a leader of the team. So if you can put into words, what does she mean to the team? What does she mean to the group?
That would actually be the hardest question to put into words because Maya is a leader I've never had. And so I am so grateful for her, whether she is leading by talking and telling us what we need to do, our morale, it's so much behind the scenes, or even if she's taking over games like the first half, it's hard to put in words how much Maya means to this team, and just the type of leader as a point guard and just everything that she does.
Real quick, what does it mean to you to see Mariah diving all over the floor, going for loose balls, hitting steals, and going in transition?
She's gritty. She brings that to our team. She brings that grit. And I told her right before half, I went up to her and Bryce. I said, hey, this is your half. This is your half. You're going to get it done. And she did. And like she said, she brings defense to this team. We have great defenders on this team, Bryce, people like that. But she's brought that from day one. And she's great. She brings that to this team, and we need it. And I'm just proud of her. She's always brought that, and she brings that energy, and she had a great game.
We have time for 2 more questions for the players. I know there's one right here in the front, and then if there's one more after that, then we'll dismiss the players.
Maya, how much did you notice that your experience playing on this stage come in today, especially when you're leading an entire, mostly a new group, and them having to stand up today?
Definitely just say keeping my composure. We have a word we have to give mocks before every year, and I told her mine was composure, and she was like, composure? And I was like, honestly, yeah. I said we have experience and we have a lot of new people, and I said I want to be that person on the court. People can look at me and know, hey, we're okay. We're composed. I want to bring that to our team, and I thought that's what I just try to bring to this tournament. We have a lot of people that haven't been here. We've had a lot of people that have been here, and I think composure is key. And that's why you saw when they started making runs at times, we were composed and we came back. We're in this game. So that's really just what I feel like I brought.
Okay, final question?
Yeah. Maya, I'll ask you. You guys are the 11th seed now, going to play Ohio State on Saturday. How do you build from this win into a couple days from now?
It definitely gives you confidence. Like Rice said, it's good to get our feet wet for people that haven't been in this experience before. I said it a couple days ago too. We've been good as an 11 seed. I think it's exciting. We just want to keep playing basketball, and anything can happen in March. It's just good. Honestly, it's cool to be in the first game. It was cool. I mean, yeah, sometimes you want to be automatic bid like that, but I think it's good that we had that experience and going into this tournament and playing a 6 seed. I think everything happens for a reason. I think it'll be good for us.
Okay, Maya, Mariah, thank you all very much. Congratulations.
Thank
I'll let
you.
you all step down.
Big dubs.
No.
Thanks, guys.
Good job.
Watch your
Thank you.
step, please. Thank you all. Thank you all. Okay, now for questions for Coach Mox.
Yeah, Coach, your two best players didn't have great games tonight. Bryce didn't make a shot until like 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Abby never got going. But talk about just the bench play. People who came in and just filled those roles and really got you back going. Didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, well, first of all, we got to win in March Madness NCAA tournament. So I think everybody played great, in my opinion, because we came out on top. But I was pleased to see that, Mariah stepped up off the bench, Nia stepped up off the bench. Paige came in the first half, and she didn't miss a beat. She played some really good defense and then, kept us going. But Bryce struggled a little bit, but she does a lot of great things. And her defense is something that, a lot of people have not experienced yet. So the way that she defended their leading scorer helped propel us to a win. She held number 24, Morgan Jones, to 4 points. She guarded her pretty much the whole game. So I thought Bryce played great. I thought she showed a lot of toughness down the stretch. Abby J, she forced them to do some things that they aren't used to doing. They were fronting her. They were, doubling off her, which opened up other people. So their presence on the court helped propel us to a win.
Coach, what's to say about your team that they can fight back from all the foul trouble you guys had tonight? Like I was talking to Maya about, you had players coming in and out kind of the whole game, but for them to stay resilient and win in the fashion they did, what's to say about the group of women you have in that locker room and how they're playing right now?
Character, that's the character of this team. That's the culture. That's who we are. And all the adversity that we went through this year has set us up for something like that. At one point I was just subbing people in and out because they come in and get a foul and the next one will get a foul. So then people were playing with 3 fouls, playing with 4 fouls, things like that. But we don't get rattled by that because we just been through so much. Our story is a little different than most. I don't know what everybody else has been through, but I'm pretty sure there's not many teams in the country that can lose their starting 4 and 5 player and still be, one, pursuing championships and also dancing. That's a tough thing to do. Post players are hard to come by. And we were able to combat all that adversity along with, Maya, who you talked to. She sprained her ankle right there in the beginning of conference season. She was out a few games. We had 4 kids that went into COVID protocol, so we were shorthanded a lot. So all that adversity that we just had to weather the storm and persevere through helped us tonight because we knew other people had to step up. We might have somebody foul out or we might have to sit somebody because of foul trouble. So the next person has to be ready to go.
You kind of mentioned it the other day or maybe yesterday, just about Nia and Jen and how much they've stepped up and how much they're going to need to step up. And it seemed like we saw it tonight, just how incredible was it to see them do that in their first NCAA tournament game.
It was awesome. First of all, Jen's intensity, I haven't seen her play like that all year. I thought she really set the tone. She was guarding that big kid number 1. She started the game off great. Nia came in and she had to get settled in a little bit, but when she did, she really helped us. And both of those two haven't even played significant minutes at this level. First of all, Division I level, and then let alone in the NCAA tournament. So for them to step up, that was huge for us. And Bryce said in her press conference yesterday that I didn't even know she did this, but she went up to them after the UNI game and told them that we don't get where we are without them too, and them sacrificing what they need to sacrifice. Jen is playing through previous injuries and things like that, and she told them that they're a big reason why we're in the position we are in. And you have your 6-year senior leader telling you that, you're going to be inspired.
And Mariah, just kind of piggybacking off that, just she was able to kind of weather some storms there throughout the game, great defensively, to see her have that performance when you've said all year this is why she came here.
To see her flourish in that moment, it just, my heart was smiling for all of them. But Mariah specifically came here, one, to be a part of something special. She loved our culture. She loved the players and the coaching staff. But she had never played in the NCAA tournament. She'd done a lot of things. She was Defensive Player of the Year twice in her league. She averaged 19 points, had the green light. She'd done a lot of things, but she wanted to win a championship and she wanted to play in the NCAA tournament. So she was just having so much fun out there, because this is what she wanted to do in her career. This took her 5 years to get here. And a lot of people take things for granted. It's not easy to make this field of 68. it's not an easy thing to do. So when you get here, you just got to seize the moment. I mean, what I wrote on the board was carpe diem, seize the day. And I think we went out there and did that.
A lot about Maya's leadership here in recent weeks, and just watching you listen to her speak there, you can see the pride in your face. Just the composure and everything that she's brought to this team. Where have you seen that the most, and being able to lead them to a win today?
Her leadership is it's hard to put in words. And I said it yesterday in the press conference. She literally, when I listen to her, she sounds like me. Like she sounds like what I try to convey to our team. The things we talk about, pushing through adversity, coming together, just the culture, everything. She's evolved so much. She's matured so much. Everybody on the team looks up to her. We have great communication during the games. She understands the scouting report. She'll come and tell me different things. Hey, this is what they're running. Things like that. She's a coach on the floor, and she's being so present. She knows this is her last year playing basketball. She wants to go into engineering and, further higher education. And she's just staying present, and she doesn't want to have any regrets. And she's been like that all year. And especially down the stretch, if you look at games where we're struggling to score or we're, in a situation where, maybe we're down, Maya has stepped up. And that's something that she's done consistently. So, what she did at the end of that first half was no different.
We have a question here, one more question in the back, and then we have one online before we thank Coach Mox for her time. So 2 here, go ahead.
So, Coach, your team is shorter, not as long, not as athletic as Florida State. So from a basketball perspective, how did you overcome those deficiencies from an X's and O's standpoint?
Well, Jen is 6'4", Abby J 6'3", Nia 6'3". Wilson's a 6-foot guard. I think we have a lot of length. I think we have a lot of athleticism. Bryce, you saw how many rebounds Bryce had? 7 rebounds. She's an athlete. I think we have a lot of athletes on our team, and I think we have a lot of length. And we were able to do what we've done all year and defend and rebound because we have heart. That's how we play, and we're physical, and we can match up with athletes. This is not the first Power 5 that we've beaten all year. We beat USC, who was 10 times bigger than them. That's probably the biggest team we've ever played. So I referenced that in the locker room, and I said, we've played teams that are big, we played teams that are athletic, but we got heart, and we were blessed with some of those talents as well. So we just feel like we get overlooked, of course, and especially now that losing our 2 starting post players, people don't think we're going to win or we deserve to be here, and we just wanted to go out there and prove that we do.
Coach, you guys start hot, they make a comeback, and then you come back over them, you have some foul trouble, all of this that happened tonight. How do you carry that into Saturday?
Well, like Maya says, I always tell them basketball is a game of mistakes. So we were able to make mistakes and recover from them and keep playing and stay together. So that's what we're going to have to do. It's not going to get any easier. Obviously, Ohio State's their 6th seed for a reason. They won the regular season in the Big Ten. They shared a title, and they're a high-powered offensive team. So, we just have to have attention to detail, know the scouting report, and understand that, when we go in that game, we'll make runs, but they're going to make runs too. So when they punch, we got to punch back and vice versa. And we just got to continue to fight and stay together.
I think that question handled the one that was on Zoom because the hands are down for theirs. Coach Mox, thank you for your time. Congratulations tonight. Once again, Missouri State will face Ohio State at 1:30 on Saturday. We will have Florida State in here in just a moment. A recording of this press conference will be available in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at www.ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be posted shortly. We thank you for joining us. Back to Baton Rouge. We have Florida State joining us here. Of course, to my immediate left is head coach Sue Semrau. To her left is senior guard Morgan Jones. And to her left at the end of the table is freshman forward Michaela Timpson. Coach, what we'd like to do is ask you to make an opening statement, and then any questions here for those in person or for those joining us via Zoom, please raise your hand if you're on Zoom. We will come to you. We will address the questions first to the players, and then we'll dismiss them, and Coach will take some questions after that. So, Coach Sue, it's yours.
Yeah, obviously really disappointed, but give all the credit to Missouri State. I thought, they played really hard defensively, and they were a really good offensive rebounding team, and we held them to 5 in the first half, and then in the third quarter they came out and they really flexed some muscle, and we didn't respond, and that's what happens when it's the team that can really go to work, and I didn't think that we had that kind of game today.
All right, Coach, thank you. Anybody here that has questions now? We'll address questions to the players first.
Yeah, Morgan and Michaela, it just seemed in that second quarter you guys were really dominant, getting to the free throw line, clamping down on defense, a huge run. What did you kind of see shift at the half, maybe in them or in your defense that kind of saw them take that lead back?
We just have to maintain that type of intensity the whole game. When people come in, they have to match the same intensity. Everyone has to be on one page, and I think that's where we kind of fell short. We should have kept our intensity up the whole game, but we just kind of let it slip away. But yeah.
Same thing as Morgan said. Like the intensity, it just went downhill, and you seen like in the first quarter we had picked it up and we had got the lead. And then we went back down, and then it just led from downhill from there. So.
Question for either of you. I know they were able to put up 16 second chance points. You knew they were a good rebound team. Knew they had good post play. Just what was so difficult about defending them when they were just getting board after board there at times?
I think we just have to want it as a team. We knew that's what we had to do going into the game, but actually doing it, we didn't do a great job of that. But I think it all comes down to just wanting it, and clearly they wanted it more.
Yeah, and not staying, like keeping our eyes open on our man and stuff, being able to box out and stab, like just losing our back to the ball and them just out hustling us and wanting more.
I'll take another one on the other side of that. Second quarter, you guys start red hot. You come out guns a-blazing after getting a little bit of momentum in that first quarter. What was working for you throughout that time when they really just couldn't seem to buy a bucket?
I think we were just building momentum off of getting stops and buckets. I think we went on a 24 run, I believe, 20-4 run, I believe, and that's when we were really, getting going. But I think that we have to remember that other team is playing just as hard as we are, and they want it too, so we can't let up. And I think that a couple of times they capitalized off of our mistakes and our mental lapses.
Yeah, our guards were getting on the free throw line pretty well. They was in the bonus like the first quarter, and they were just attacking them when they couldn't really defend our guards face up, but then like we just lost the momentum and weren't attacking and being aggressive. And then like Morgan said, just capitalize off our mistakes.
I know this obviously isn't the ending you guys would have wanted, but just the way you guys ended the season with all the adversity you faced, COVID, people being banged up, and to end the season on the run you guys had to just even get here. I know that's not the goal, but what has this season shown you about this team, this program, and what did it mean to you to get here and have the opportunity?
I think just fighting through adversity through all the injuries and the things we've had to work through, I think that we did a great job to even be in this position says a lot about the season we had and just what we had to face. So I think that we're fighters and we're tough, and I'm really proud of the group.
Yeah, with me as a freshman, it's just learning every time I get on the court. Every game is something new I have to learn and new opportunities. Either I have to step up or all the time I have to step up, and my coaches wanted me to be aggressive on the low block and stuff. And it's just our team, we did well with all the trials and tribulations we faced, but as a freshman, just learning and just going to continue to learn throughout college and the program.
Michaela, you and Omaria end up being the top two scorers for the game today. Just what does that say about your confidence going forward, that two of the younger players on the team were able to lead the team today.
Or for me, like Coach Brooks, he yells at me on the sideline like, post up, like just wanting and scoring. Like she believes in me, and you can see I'm capable of doing it and just move with that forward and just keep being aggressive.
All right, Morgan and Michaela, we have two questions via Zoom, and then we'll let you all go. First up, Joshua, up first, if you will unmute on your end and let us know if your question is for Morgan or Michaela, and please ask your question all the way through. Joshua, go ahead.
All right. My question is for both of the student athletes. Just how will you use this motivation to fuel you for something greater?
Just fighting through adversity when things get hard. Not giving up and just playing for each other.
Or for me, it's just keep on learning. Like I'm gonna just continue to learn throughout every season, every opportunity on the floor. I will keep learning and won't never stop, never settle for how I am as a freshman.
Okay, next up, Kurt Weller, I believe it is. Kurt Weiler, excuse me. Kurt, if you will unmute on your end, if you'll let us know if your question is for Morgan or Michaela, and if you'll please ask your question straight through. Kurt, go ahead.
Morgan, I know the same player, 11, Caleb, was on you a lot of the game. I don't know if it was something she did versus what you didn't do, I guess, that limited what you're able to do offensively. And I don't know if you've given any thought to, I know you have the COVID year if you wanted to use it, or if you're thinking you may have just played. I don't want to kind of put you on the spot now, but if you have an idea there of what your future may hold.
Right now, I'm just trying to enjoy the rest of the semester with my teammates, and we're gonna keep building.
Morgan and Michaela, thank you for your time. Congratulations on your season. We'll let you all go ahead and go back if you want to go to the locker room. We appreciate everything. Thank you so much. Okay, we thank the players, and now for anybody here and online, if you have a question for Coach Sue, now is your chance. Anybody here? If not, I have one online.
Coach Sue, I'll just start by asking, you said it before the game, you're going to have to rebound with this team. You're going to have to deal with their post presence. Just how difficult did they make life on you trying to shoot the basketball?
Ryan, it was so many things. I wish I could just say, we didn't rebound the ball. We just, it's been difficult to, again, just the 2 weeks, and Morgan had rolled an ankle and trying to prepare for a long time for a team, but it was just so much more than that. We turned the ball over. We ran something wrong. We didn't dive on the floor for a loose ball. It was those types of things that when I see that, then I worry. And I'll take full responsibility. I obviously didn't do a good job preparing them.
Coach, I know I asked Mo and KK, but, you guys get down early, shots aren't falling, but that second quarter, you guys really dug in, and, you had to be proud of your team's resiliency to tie it up, clamp down on defense, get to the free throw line 20 times in that first half, and then kind of a different story in that second half. What was the shift, I guess, that you saw?
Well, we have to score to get into a press, and so when we weren't scoring the ball, we didn't have the same intensity, and again, I just think that a lot of things have to go right to win NCAA tournament games. And, in the second quarter, a few things went right. And the rest of the time, we didn't shoot the ball well at all. And you can probably expect that when you get on the road in March Madness and all that. But you have to do other things, and we just didn't do them.
Coach, the rebounds are pretty close in this game, 45-41.
Lots of them, huh?
Yeah, and yet they get you in second chance points, 16-4. Just what did you really see was the difference there?
we did rebound the ball well at first, but we're not the kind of team that's gonna, except for KK, who's just gonna turn around and jump up and score it. I mean, we're just not, the most athletic post group. And so I think, and they were a very athletic post group. And so, when they'd get those second chance points, they would just jump back up and score it. So, we needed to do some different things with it, kick it out, reverse the ball, attack, do some things, and we just didn't do a good job of it.
Coach, we have 3 questions for you online via Zoom. Michelle Vopel, we'll go to you first. If you will please unmute your mic and your question for Coach Sue.
Yeah, thank you. Coach, congrats on this season. I was wondering if I could ask you, now that you've been through the first 4, and we have been through the first 4 in women's basketball, how important do you think it is to have these extra teams? And with your history of leadership with the WBCA, what are the things you're going to be looking at through the rest of the tournament to indicate that some of the things that were pointed out last year, that real progress has been made on them?
Michelle, I appreciate all of your coverage and everything that you're saying, and you're so right on. I mean, it's been way too long that this hasn't been part of the women's tournament, and it's a learning process, but it was so vital, I think, to you think about what happened with UCLA men and VCU men, that have been to the first 4, and just the exciting runs that can be made, and if this is all about the madness and the entertainment, then I think it's extremely important. I think that that there's a lot of eyes right now on the equity piece, and I think for very good reason. But I do think that some people are making some comments already to the NCAA. I know some senators and some people have written a 6-page letter to them just about how, yes, this is a step, but again, we have to keep striving. And because it's student athletes that are amateurs. And if it were, a revenue, issue with professionals, I don't need to be paid as much as our men's basketball coaches paid. But Morgan Jones needs to be treated the same way that Caleb Mills is treated. And that happens at Florida State. And I'm very thankful for that. But it needs to happen throughout the NCAA.
Coach, thank you. And if you don't mind, thank you for your time. We have 2 more questions. Joshua Louder. Again, Joshua, you know the routine. If you'll please unmute and your question for Coach, please.
Coach Sue, just how difficult of a game was it when they were able to have 4 players scoring in double figures?
It was more difficult, not that so much, Josh, as watching shots not go in. I felt like, when we shot the ball so poorly, it didn't give us much of a chance. So I wasn't even really that worried about, as far as it wasn't like one of their players was going to take off. They're very balanced. They just outworked us, and they shot the ball better.
All right, one last question. Thank you, Coach. Kurt Weiler. Again, Kurt, if you'll just unmute and your opportunity to ask Coach a question.
Sue, I don't know if that was Morgan's last game at FSU. If it was, what can you say about just her impact on this program? It really feels like the last few years, especially, a lot of the success has really been on her shoulders.
Yeah, she's really grown as a player, and you could. If you were here, Kurt, you would have seen the tears that were coming out. And, she's just, she's such an all-around person, and it's not just about her as a basketball player. She's involved in so many things at Florida State. And, that speaks as much as just what's on the court. I mean, the things that she does for her community, for her school, those are the things that will live on beyond her impact on our program.
Coach, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your season. We
Thank you.
appreciate it very much. That'll wrap things up from Baton Rouge for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with 4 press conferences getting ready for Saturday's game. A recording of this press conference will be available in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be posted shortly. We thank you for joining us, and good night from Baton Rouge.